engage in self-gratification, present principles and like that. And it happens all the time. And here we have the Bhagavatam giving examples of that in the case. In Diti here, she's using philosophy to justify her sense gratification, which is that she wants to satisfy her envy towards Indra. Let's be careful of that. We have to understand that the whole anything does not lead us to the conclusion that we should surrender to Krishna is Maya, even though it is decorated with slokas and titles and so on. It is still Maya. The only thing that is real is actually that we surrender to Krishna as we're Krishna's servants, and we should accept whatever is required to surrender to Him completely. I'll try to stop here. More questions or comments?
This materialistic dharma you have to follow in order to not go to hell. What is it?
Oh, the principles of religion is Varnashram Dharma. For one thing, that you live a pious life. You perform sacrifice and rituals, and you go to the temple and all that. Specified for your particular varna and particular ashram, then there are principles for whatever ashram and dharma you're living in.
So it's
and then if you step outside the ashram, you are irreligious.
So it's kind of like a lower stage of Krishna consciousness. They say you go to the temple and perform sacrifices.
Yeah. It's materialistic. It's a karma, kanda, generally. Can become karma yoga if you connect it with Krishna. Otherwise, it's just karma. It's connected with Krishna because it's Krishna's directions for how you conduct your materialistic life, but it is materialistic because it's about you. It's you fulfilling your desires that you want to enjoy in this way. So then Krishna's directions are, but then you do it like that, and because you do it according to Krishna's directions, you are connected with Krishna, and because it's your desire, it's not pure devotional service, it will not bring you back home to Godhead. Or it will be a very slow way, but one can, by following that, come to a point of purification where one surrenders completely to Krishna's will. But in any case, one will never go back to Godhead before surrendering completely to Krishna's will.
Because King Nriga, he performed this karma yoga as far as I understood, so he got like a lot of enjoyment on the heavenly planets after his birth as a lizard.
Mm-hmm.
But Krishna picked him up and then he transformed into this demigod. I was a little uncertain, did he? Because it says also that he was always thinking of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
So did he go to the heavenly planets just, or did he actually go back home?
Understanding that he went to the heavenly planets when he's a pure devotee.
He's a pure devotee.
Yeah, especially after being touched by Krishna. He may have had just a taint of impurity. And he was definitely inclined to karmic, pious sacrifices and charity. But also understand that, he was doing it for Krishna's satisfaction.
All the time.
I don't know if it's mentioned, but I get the impression that, he's very special. Because, to be touched by the hand of Krishna like that is very special. So, after being touched, he's definitely pure devotee. So he goes to heavenly planets and lives there as a pure devotee. Just like we heard about Chitaketu living, he's a pure devotee, but he was living as a king of the Jaras on the heavenly planets. Isn't it? So, I mean, there are examples given here in the Bhagavatam, in particular of kings who are performing karmakanda rituals in the mood of pure devotional service for the satisfaction of Krishna. They are, none of you understand, because that's kings. Kings are meant to engage their population in karmakanda activities, at least in religious principles. And those who cannot be engaged in pure devotional service, the least should be engaged in religious principles. And kings have the duty to do that. So therefore, they set the example by performing great karmakanda sacrifices in the mood of, for satisfying Krishna. Is their mood. So King Mriga might well have engaged in these great charities and sacrifices as a way of expressing his pure devotional service. To my knowledge, it's not mentioned specifically. I'd say I get the impression that King Mriga was a very special soul, but maybe he has some small impurity. That's also there. It can be, he was a devotee, a great devotee, but still there was a little impurity. So that was purified by him taking birth as a lizard and then being touched by Krishna's hand.
Actually, in Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on 10th canto, he narrates one story in connection with King Mriga. Since he was such inclined to giving charity and to this karmakanda pious activities, also giving donation to Brahmins, and he mentions how once one Vaishnava Brahmana came to him and asked him if he can help him to find two scriptures, some holy scriptures like Bhagavad Gita or some Puranas. And King Mriga was, with his wealth and amount of money and everything, he do this endeavor to bring these scriptures to this Brahman, this Vaishnava. And he was very happy with him. Yeah, and also this Vaishnava wanted to build some Vishnu temple for worship, and Mriga also helped him to do this. And then since this Vaishnava was very happy with him, he blessed him. Then he said, very soon you will see Lord eye to eye, face to face. And he said, Vishnu Chakravarti says that since that moment, King Mriga was always very anxious when that moment will come. But actually not because pure desire to see the Lord, but because of desire that by seeing the Lord, he will get some big pious benefit and everything. But anyway, and in Krishna book, in Prabhupada comments how actually this karmakanda and everything, pious activities can help us to go to the stage of pure devotion, but not without mercy of devotee, of Vaishnava. So this is like, at the end, it always must be Vaishnava. So this is, as I understood, actually King Mriga had this maybe material desires, everything, he do these pious activities, but by blessings of Vaishnava and by following this, what you mentioned, like following rules and regulations of ashram, this varna, this like vihasta, kshatriya, to give charity to Brahmins. So by doing this, he got purified and everything. And also, I think in Prabhupada, in the summary of 10th canto, he says that actually he went to heavenly planets, but also he comments how when you go to these heavenly planets, you gratify your desires that you have, then you can go to spiritual world if you deserve this. Like in this Jananda, probably when he left, then this post-mortem letter for him, right? Prabhupada says, how even if you had some material desires, you can go to heavenly planets, and after this, you go to like spiritual world.
So,
I was just thinking in connection with this, what can repression accomplish if we see people who like try to engage in devotional service. They might not be like on the platform of taking the vows and like accepting spiritual master and stuff like that, but you like happen to see them in circumstances which are like, yeah, where they're like trying to enjoy the senses, and like should we get involved? Like, because I heard different things that like yeah, like this, if you just like let it be, you just let people do what they want, that's in some way violence, because like, they're like maybe on a path of degradation.
But you cannot stop it. I mean, what you can do is to give them Krishna consciousness and engage them in chanting and offering the food, taking prasadam, like that, and that will purify them and give them a higher taste. So then they will get the strength to, perhaps they'll get the strength to overcome their weaknesses. But just to, for example, start a drug rehabilitation program, this is not our, I mean, that we don't do. We don't address it in that way. We add Krishna consciousness to someone's life, and then from the strength of the Krishna consciousness, they will overcome the lower nature. And just trying to help someone get off some kind of addiction or some sense gratification. I mean, in general, it doesn't work, and this is not what we are doing. Again, but you have to see, there can be specific cases, a particular devotee like that, maybe somehow fallen down, attached to some sense gratification. So then we can maybe say, give it up, help them to get over it or something like that. Can be, but the general process is, I mean, for the people, mass people on the street, kirtan, haina, prasad, books. That's also when we when on the street we are selling books, distributing books. We don't condemn their sinful activities. We just try to attract them to the book. This is an interesting book. It will give you, it will add to your life. You'll enjoy life even more. You can see you're already a very happy and successful man. You're already a very expert enjoyer of life. This book will help you enjoy even a little more. Do you distribute books like that? We don't challenge their bad habits on the street. Isn't it? I mean, of course it is sometimes. It's last couple of days just for fun, and when someone, for example, is smoking on the street, and I just want to say, hello, can you tell me, what are your plans for stopping smoking? I don't know what they're doing. That's just to catch them off guard.
I talked with one of my old friends from school before I joined, and he called me the other day and he said he's been traveling around the world, and then he met a devotee, a book distributor somewhere, I think, somewhere in Asia. And he was wearing like a fancy basketball jersey with some famous guy's name on, and the devotee just stopped him and pointed, "Why did you buy that?" And he got a little challenge, and I don't know, and it completely caught him off guard.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be done in a funny way.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, whatever works on the street, many things work on the street. But on the street means we just try to somehow or other attract them to a book. And then and then the book will take care of it. We don't get into long, stretch out preaching. Just, again, the Bible says, what is the use of your 3 minutes preaching if you don't take a book? So, and whatever it is, what it takes, just be nice, humorous, say something attractive, or whatever it takes, so they can take the book. And, we're not moralists, actually. That's important to understand. We're not moralists. We're not, condemning people because they are eating meat, having sex, smoking, drinking, gambling, like that. We're not condemning them because of that. We don't hate them because of that. We suppose actually like people, are very, loving and respectful of people, and in one sense try not to see their bad habits. Just address, speak to the person, and then if they start taking to Krishna consciousness, they get over it very quick. And without Krishna consciousness, then nobody can really change their bad habits. Generally, it's not possible. Okay, we're going to stop here. It's 8:45. Thank you very much for your attention. Shri Bhagavad Gita.